Welcome to People Doing Good for Others, where we praise and honor and celebrate those who are truly making significant contributions in our communities. I'm Gary York, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. I want to thank Wilkes Communications, the River Street Productions, and 100.9 WIFM for this sponsorship. And I'm pleased to share with you today Ms. Mistys Smithey. She's the Wilkes County Register of Deeds. She was elected to that office in 2016. She's significantly involved in helping veterans and a tremendous community advocate in the Methodist Church, and I'm glad you're here.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to share the Register of Deeds and your community and family. So tell us about the Register of Deeds. You've been there 13.5 years. It started as just an entry level and learned the ropes, and then ran in an election in 2016. So just a little overview of the Wilkes County Register of Deeds office.
Well, whenever I first started at the Register of Deeds office, I did not really know what the Register of Deeds office was. And it takes about 6 months just to learn the very basics of the office. We record your deeds to your property, if you borrow money, your deeds of trust, your loans are recorded there. Any important time in your life, we have those records. Whenever you buy a new home, when your child is born, when someone passes away, when you get married, if you open a business, we are there for the people. We record and we safekeep those documents.
So you sell business license, maybe?
We do not sell business license. It's called an assumed name form, and it's you doing business as, like you would have for your radio station. You would have an assumed name form filed locally with the county, our office, and also if it's an LLC or corporation, you would have it filed both our office and the Secretary of State's office.
Okay.
So. All
right, Ms. Smithey, talk a little bit about your campaign. You had said you enjoyed meeting the people, and that's the essence of building relationships. So that's November 2016.
Yes, my campaign was very long, and it was tough physically and mentally. My husband and my sons and my daughter, they had to step up to the plate, and do extra at home. I had not planned when I started work there, or even the years that I worked there, to ever become Register of Deeds. It kind of just fell into my lap. Rick, the former Register of Deeds.
Tell about him.
Okay,
his name?
Rick Woodruff.
Rick Woodruff.
And he served 32 years. I worked for him 12 years that I was a deputy, and he was great to work for. We miss him at the office, but we're moving forward, and I'm sure he's been enjoying his retirement. When he decided to retire, and he had told us, no one else wanted to run for office, those who had more years than I do, and the closer it got to filing, I was like, I'm going to have to do it, because I can't sit here and wait to see who my boss is going to be, that I would have to train when I know I can do it. And so I just took a leap of faith and announced my call to run for office, and I got out there and I met the people all over the county. I stayed focused on my goal. I didn't talk bad about anyone. I just stayed focused and focused on the people. And I won and made history. Winning at every single precinct.
Did you really?
In the general and the primary, and first female Register of Deeds also in Wilkes County. So
wow.
I'm really enjoying it. I love my job, and I love the people that I serve. So.
A campaign does give you an opportunity to know the people in the county.
That is true.
You get, it may be challenging at times, but it's also a great way for you to connect with the people.
It is. Yeah. Getting out and meeting the people, because that's who we serve, is the people. That's who I work for. My boss is the people, that elected me, and even the people who didn't vote for me. I serve all people. It doesn't matter, who they are. I serve them.
Tell us about your staff.
Okay. Becky Caudle, she is my assistant. She has worked for the Register of Deeds office for 30 years.
Ms. Caudle.
Caudle.
Okay.
And Vicki Triplett, she is one of my deputies, and she has worked at the Register Deeds office for 23 years. So she started when she was 18 or 19 years old.
So you have a great experienced staff.
I do.
Yes.
And I don't know what I'd do without them.
So there's just 3 of you?
No. There's Tamara Bryant. She is a deputy also.
All right.
She has been with the Register Deeds office, I believe, now for 11 or 12 years, but she's served the county for 30 years. So she's close to retirement also. And we have a new employee who is working my old position as deputy, Gracie Curtis, and she just started probably 2 months ago. She's been with us and is doing a fantastic job. You know, I have a really great staff. They work hard. You know, they represent me well in the office well, and I could not do what I do without them. So.
Mistys Smithey is the Wilkes County Register of Deeds. Now, after the election of being sworn in December, were you required to go be certified, or did you go to training, or were there things that were required of the office?
Right, it's not required. The only thing that would be required is that I take my oath of office, and
Okay.
Judge Michael Duncan swore me in on December the 5th of 2016. But this past September, I did go to the UNC School of Government and went to school to become a certified Register of Deeds. So now I am a certified Register of Deeds.
Great.
So that's, you know, that's a pretty big thing. And I'm going to send my staff also to be certified. You know, just any way that we can make the office better and to where we can serve the people better. And, you know, the more knowledge that we can gain, the better we can help people, because that's what we're there, we're public servants.
Okay.
So.
Now, do you have a reporting level at the county commissioners, or what happens? I know you have some relationship with government.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
Well, the Register of Deeds office and the sheriff kind of have the same powers, as in an authority.
Okay.
Authority over our office and our staff. The county commissioners, they set how many positions that we have,
Okay.
and the pay for those positions. They set our hours, and they also approve our budget. I submit a budget. It first goes to the county manager, and then it goes before the commissioners, and they approve it. Or, you know, that's pretty much, I answer to the people.
Answer to the people.
Right.
All right.
And my staff answered to me. You know, I have authority over my staff. So,
Okay.
but I have a really great relationship with our commissioners and our county manager. So, I think everything is running really smoothly. You know, I'm just working to making it better, the best that it can be. You know, it's already a great office. You know, Rick done a great job. You know, but I'm just trying to move forward with our time and with the era that we are in now. So,
this question, Ms. Smithy, of transactions, are most of them in person? Do people come in the door, or do they do online? Or help us who are maybe not technologically astute, just say most of the transactions are, walk through that with me.
Most of the transactions are people coming into the office.
Coming in the office.
It is changing, you know, because I started the ncvitals.com, and you can go online now and request your certified birth, death, or marriage certificate and pay for it there, because we now have accept credit cards and debit cards.
Okay.
We have through the mail, you know, people, banks will send satisfactions. We don't get as many requests now for vital records now that we have the online, because it's more efficient. Once they can go online, they can request their birth or death certificate or marriage license, and once we approve it, we mail it out the next day, and that saves the time from them, you know, putting it in the mail and mailing it to us, or even a trip down to the office. We have not started e-recording yet. That's something that e-recording. It's where documents are submitted through a middle person per se, and sent to our office, and we record it digital. So
What is the most used service to do what? Or
to record,
Yes. Recording what?
recording land transactions.
Land transactions, and
Yes.
you collect a fee for that.
We do.
You
It's $26 to record a deed, a warranty deed or a quitclaim deed, which conveys property. There's a grantor who is the seller, and the grantee who is the buyer. And you have the buyer and the seller, and they sign it. We have to have originals, and we record it, and we hand it back to them, and they pay us $26. And if there is consideration, if there's money exchanged, then it's $2 per thousand, which is an excise tax stamp that normally the seller will pay.
Right.
So that's a
Seller
lot of our
pays
fees.
the
The excise tax stamp.
Yes, I got it.
That is a really big income for us. The revenue for excise tax stamp is a lot of what funds our office, and we are self-funded. We make money for the county.
Okay,
You know, that's
that's
something
good.
that people don't realize is, our office, we have a pretty good revenue.
Good.
And we do have surplus.
Yep.
So that goes into the
That's
general
good.
budget. So
Yep.
usually it's no less than $200,000 that will go into the general budget. So
Ms.
what we don't
Smithey,
use.
also, just quickly run through some others so we remember other things that happen probably every day. You do some of this, and just tell us.
Right. If you're a notary public, you can come in, and our office is where you would take your oath. You'd come in and present a paper after you've done your paperwork through the Secretary of State's office. And we are now also doing the certificates digitally. Instead of using the mail, we can go online to the Secretary of State's website. We can print off the certificate and the oath sheet immediately. We don't have to wait for it to be mailed to us, so the customer can be sworn in quicker, because some, expire today, and they need to get sworn in so they don't have a gap. We give those oath of office. We fill out, we do a lot of birth certificates, especially
Okay.
during time whenever school's starting, preschool. That's always a busy time. During All-Stars, when T-ball or something starts.
Lily, validation of how old are you?
Right.
Wow.
For just local ball, it's just requires like a plain copy, a quarter copy. But All-Stars, traveling, those are certified copies, which are $10 each.
Wow.
The funeral homes come in every day to pick up death certificates. That keeps us pretty busy, making certified copies of those. Marriage license, we fill out a lot of marriage license, Valentine's, and we're getting ready to be really busy with marriage license because of June brides.
A lawyer searching a deed, does most of them still have to come in, or can they do it online?
Well, that is something that has also declined, is the attorneys and paralegals coming into the office to do searches, because
Now tell us what a search might mean. Give us some idea
just
why
to
you
verify ownership of property. Someone comes to them and they want a deed prepared. I want to sell my land, and they want a title search done. So that the attorney or paralegal will come into the office and they'll verify who owned the property and who owned the property before them. If there's any right-of-ways, any easements, there's any liens, judgments, if they owe money. That's stuff that you want to know, and title searches are important. And I always recommend using a local real estate attorney, to get that done. But we still have some that come in to do their searches because they like looking at the books. I had the old index books that go back to 1926 imaged. We didn't key them in, but we took pictures of them. And those are now available on the computer in the office and online. And that is something we are now online. We're the last county of 100 to go online. And before I put the documents online, they went through a redaction process called.
What does that mean?
OCR is optical character recognition, and it's a computer program that goes through each document. It reads each letter and each number of each page, searching for social security numbers, driver's license, things like that can be used against someone, this day and age, you cannot be too safe. And I have, mine is a little bit different. The website, I do charge a user fee. I kind of modeled it after Surry County, and I have several reasons for that. One, we had real estate attorneys and paralegals coming in spending $20, $30 a day. Now they can search at home, and so we charge $150 a year membership fee, and that's $12.50 a month, so they're saving a lot of money. Anyone can go online and view our indexes at no charge, but to view the image, you have to become a member or come into the office. So either way, you're going to pay, and it's going to be cheaper if you become a member. It's created for, it's out there online for the business professional, someone who uses it daily for their job, not for someone sitting at home wanting to know how much money you borrowed or to read your separation papers, or someone over in India. Becoming a member would be, someone overseas is not as likely to sign up to become a member, to go and search through and try to get information, and also I'm hoping that it will help keep our business local, and I haven't had, any complaints. Everyone is very happy with it being online. And I also last year generated a revenue of $14,000 with it online. So, that compensated for money that we lost, people coming in the office. Now, I love hearing and seeing anyone searching, hearing the pages turn, the books, when sliding in and out the shelves, the hustle and bustle of searching, that's kind of quieting down.
Let's go to the historical side. What are some of the oldest records in your office, and what you could just tell us about something said, we have this.
Okay, how much time do you have?
Well, we just a minute or two, but just talk about some old records.
Well, that is one thing that I've really dug into since I've become Register, going through and purging and cleaning out and organizing. I've run into a lot of things. Wilkes County was formed in 1777 out of Rowan County, and we encumbered Ashe, Watauga, Allegheny, Caldwell, and I believe Alexander all was formed out of Wilkes County. And we were formed out of Rowan County. We have documents dating back to 1777. I just recently ran across some entries from the poorhouse and the pauper, like pay the pauper, and from the poorhouse. It's land entries. It's beautiful, beautiful calligraphy writing. You can just imagine the person sitting there with their quill pen, but where someone is allotted $2 for building a coffin for this person, and they're to be paid out of the poor fund. This person is allotted $2 for the year of 1782, and it's just it's a book, and it's a leather bound, and it's so beautiful. And I moved it back to my office because it's so fragile, and I added it up, and it's 335 years old, that book is. And we have the old railroad maps, the Northwestern railroad map that comes from a Surry County, the terminus in Surry, to the terminus in North Wilkesboro, which is 20 miles. And we have the maps of that, which is on architectural linen, and it is gorgeous. And also the Blue Ridge Parkway maps, the original in '64, and also the Appalachian Trail, or Appalachian Parkway, which is what the Blue Ridge Parkway was called in the preliminary stage. And we have sections from 21 to Arabello's Gap, and Arabello's Gap to 18 to Horse Gap, and Horse Gap to Deep Gap. Those sections of Blue Ridge Parkway are in our office, and just last week I just sent them off to for preservation, because they are in bad shape. They're torn. They're old, and preservation is a thing. Preservation and conservation. Conservation is cleaning and mending, and preservation is protecting it for the people of the future.
Sure.
And I'm going to have them scanned as well, so that we can have a digital copy, because that's our history, and that's what I was elected to do. Is I'm a safekeeper, the custodian of the records. We are safekeeping and preserving the history of our lives.
Do groups come in to tour often, like school kids?
Yes, we do have schools that come in for field trips. They go to the clerk of court's office, they go upstairs to the courtrooms, and they also will come in to our office. And I have given several tours I really enjoy that, and the kids love getting in there and looking at their birth certificates. And we have a lot of genealogists that come in to the office also, and they'll spend all day. We call them bone hunters, looking for your family history.
And you have a very sophisticated, I think, genealogy area.
Well, none of our vital records are digitized.
Oh, okay.
We do not have those, and I will never, as long as I'm registered deeds, put those online because they can be duplicated, a certified copy, and can be used. If you have a certified birth certificate and a certified marriage certificate, then you can go and get you an ID or get you a credit card. And,
oh my!
On my clock, I'm not going to allow those to go out online. You're going to have to request them and be approved. So.
Okay. Where is your office?
We are located in the courthouse, the first door on the left.
First door on the left.
As you come into the Wilkes County Courthouse.
And for folks who maybe haven't been there, what's the quickest way to get there if you just were, somebody calls?
Well, if you're coming in off of Main Street, Wilkesboro, you would turn down in front of the old courthouse, which is the Heritage Museum now.
Yes.
And you'll turn right or left onto Call Street, and you'll just go down the hill, back up the top, and there we are. Yeah, by Cub Creek. Or if you're coming off of 421, you would take the Brushy Mountain exit and turn left onto Call Street, go down the hill, and you'll see the courthouse on the right. So our hours are 8:30 a.m. and we lock our door at 4:55. So
4:55.
if you get in our door before we lock it, then we will help you.
And you operate like with county offices if it snows or whatever, they're all closed?
Right, we do run the same schedule as the county office. Sometimes there have been instances to where we've closed and the county offices have not because something happened within the courthouse and the courthouse was closed. So, but we pretty much follow the schedule of the county. So.
Mistys Smithey is the Register of Deeds of Wilkes County, and she's talking about records and the movement, the traffic, and you have marriage license, just some other things that folks might want to know.
Let's see here. Well, right-of-ways and easements, power of attorneys, we record those. Yes, those are very important. Separation papers.
All right.
We don't get you divorced, that's across the hall in the clerk's office, but we do fill your marriage license out, and we do file your separation papers. Military discharge records, we record those in our office. It's the only document in our office that is not public record. We keep those behind a locked door, and the only person who have access to those is myself and staff, or the veteran officer, or the veteran themselves presenting ID, or their widow or widower.
Now have significantly kind of embraced the veteran.
Yes.
Tell us about an initiative that was generated out of your office, and kind of how does that work, if you will?
Well, it's something that is very near and dear to my heart, as I have family. My grandfather, he served as a sailor in the Korean War. I have an uncle and my father-in-law, both in Vietnam. I have a cousin who's in the National Guard. Just have a long line of veterans in my family. As soon as I took office, one of the first things that I done is I created a program. I did not create it, I've started it. I heard of it from Ashe County Register of Deeds office, Miss DeEtte Roten. It's called Thank a Veteran.
Thank a Veteran.
And it is something I'm so excited about. I went to work right away, and I wanted to have a kickoff celebration, which was February the 1st of 2017, and I had a goal of registering 100 veterans on that day. So I went and I visited the Marine Corps, their meeting. I went to the VFW, to their meeting to tell them about this. And I'm like, y'all, come and help me out, help me meet my goal of 100. We registered 182 veterans on that day, and it was spectacular. It was all community sponsored. We had businesses that.
So now, Thank a Veteran is like they go to eat and they get a discount, or
right? It's local businesses coming together, offering a discount to the veteran. We have 74 businesses so far that have signed up, and a lot of those I have visited.
74 businesses.
Yes, and I have a goal of 100 of those also to sign up, and I have visited personally a lot of those because I feel like that they're more out to offer a discount if I'm sitting there in their face and saying, hey, you can give a sweet tea or give a discount, you know, because it's a win-win. You know, it's good for the veteran and it also brings them business.
How about your shirt? Did you bring your shirt?
Yes, I did. Okay, how you become a member of the Thank a Veteran program is the veteran will come into our office and they'll present their military discharge or DD-214 that they are given by the United States government with their ID. We will register that, or if it's already registered, we will take their picture and issue them a card, and this has my picture on it. But it's just a sample. I'm not a veteran.
Yep.
But it's just a sample, and they present this card. It's really nice. We take their picture in front of a beautiful flag that the Marine Corps donated to us,
right,
and our local Marine Corps. But they present this card at participating businesses around the county, and they receive a discount. The T-shirts that we have, there is a Thank a Veteran car show that's on the 26th of May coming up. It's the Saturday before Memorial Day, and it's going to be held up at Just Save. Keith Huffman, he's just a great guy. He really does a lot for the people of the community. He has kind of piggybacked off of the Thank a Veteran program. This is the second year that this has happened. If a veteran shows up at the Thank a Veteran car show on the 26th of May, the Saturday before Memorial Day, and they present this card, they will receive a $15 gift card to Just Save, 10% off of their groceries that day, a free hot dog dinner, entered into drawings, door prizes, giveaways.
So the shirts are for sale?
And we have these shirts. They're available at my office, the Register of Deeds office, and also at Just Save. And you see they say, Thank a Veteran.
Wow.
And we have two sponsors, this Lousy Creek Landscaping and also the Heritage Motors.
Yeah.
These two businesses paid in full for the t-shirts, so 100% of the money goes to the Thank a Veteran car show to offer all this great stuff for our veterans. And it says the Thank a Veteran car show.
Good.
We have several colors. Wilkes County Register Deeds Thank a Veteran program. They come and they present their card, and you know, and I'm also thinking about maybe registering.
Before we finish, tell us
Okay.
about your church.
My church, okay. I go to Wilkesboro United Methodist Church. We've been going there for 3 years, and my family and I have
Your husband?
my husband, Derek,
Derek.
of almost 19 years, and I have a son, Jacob, 18, and Josiah, 16, and Jenny is 9. We've been attending there. We have a great youth group. I'm a member of the United Methodist Women, where I'm active in that. We just had a meeting last night.
You've been a wonderful guest here today.
Well, thank you.
Very informative. You're well prepared, and I want to thank you for your enthusiasm about the Register of Deeds office. Mr. Smith, it's an honor having you here, and let's do this again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.